Okay, so I'm excited to share the hidden tricks which we use. Okay, question is, are you ready for it? Have you completed till here? If not, you won't be able to do the next steps. So I would highly recommend you to complete the previous steps if you have not done. Okay, and if you have already done, congratulations, you are ready to dive deep to learn advanced strategies on how to refine it further. With this, we are getting started to narrow the results, to force AI towards creating better results. And before we dive deep into it, I'll just give you a glimpse of the characteristics of an AI. Like as human beings, we have a specific personality types. Yes. Similarly, ChatGPT has a personality type. Do you know that? And what's its personality type? There is only one word which can explain this. Okay, we call it laziness. Chat gpt is lazy, just like human beings. It's lazy. It will always try to find a loophole. It will always try to find a quicker approach. It will always try to hallucinate to come to the conclusion quickly. It does not like to work a lot. Okay, that's why you will have to force it to work a lot. So whenever you want quality output, you have to force AI to come to that part. Else it will not do a quality work. It will just create a shallow level output. And now ChatGPT-4 can access internet as well. Like it will fetch some of the informations, it will club and it will give it to you. It will not do the task. Okay. So you have to remember, you have to put this in your subconscious mind that ChatGPT is equal to lazy. It's always lazy. So you have to force it so that it can come out of its comfort zone and will start working faster and smarter. And how do we do that? We do that using criterias, using set of instructions. And how do we create criterias? So these criterias can only be created by intermediate and experts of the industry. Beginners won't know the criterias of an industry. Okay, for example, now we are training AI towards a landing page. So we know that what are the parameters around which I should narrow it, because we have done that in the past. But if you are a beginner, you won't know the exact criteria with which you can narrow. That's why the people in this room who are intermediate level, who are at an intermediate level, or who are at an advanced level, they can proceed further and they can further train this AI at a much higher potential. Got it? So this is where you have to narrow things down. And how do we do that? Let me show you. So as you can see, AI has already performed its task. It has given us three sets of headlines and sub-headlines. Now I want to narrow it down. And I want to use my existing information. I want to use my knowledge, my consciousness to narrow things down. So I'll give you a glimpse of this. So whenever we create headlines manually, what do we look for? If you are an expert, you know the answer. Sometimes we look for copywriting, sometimes we look for storytelling, yes, sometimes we look for smart angle into it, specific, measurable, attainable, time bound, and relevant, right? Smart algorithm also we use sometimes. Sometimes we look for profit triangle. So there are multiple stages to this. Okay, sometimes we look for the present scenario, present situation of the reader, and we try to elevate it to the desired state where they want to go in the next few months. Okay, and we position our product, we position our services as the only means to do that. That is also a strategy. Okay, so now I will be giving such instructions to AI to refine headlines and sub headlines around some of these instructions. Got it? So let's do this. So we'll create different sets for different styles. Okay, let's start the prompting. Here is how you should proceed. I'm sharing some of the criterias and you need to adhere to these criterias to recreate sets of headlines and subheadlines. So let's say for set 1, I want you to use smart analogy where your focus will be to create content that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, so this is a theme for set 1. Let's set a theme for set 2. I want you to elevate the pain of reader and position us as the only solution in the market, focusing on our USPs. Okay, this is a set 2. Let's create more sets. Set 3, I want you to use, so this here it's going to be a bit interesting. I'll show you how to force it further. Okay, I want you to use at least 5 copywriting techniques that are famous worldwide and ensure that the output has all of their features. Okay, so this is where I am again forcing AI to use at least 5 copywriting, because when you tell AI to use 100 copywriting techniques, it will not use 100 copywriting techniques. That's why we are using at least word here, so that it is forced to use 5 minimum copywriting techniques here. Okay, so let's create more sets. Set 4. So here let's say we will train it to create content around industry standards. Let's say I want you to give an international standard for my brand and focus more on the benefits, not on the features. So can you see, I'm using my existing knowledge, I'm using my existing parameters which I know, which we can use to refine things further. Okay, so that we are putting here. So let's say I need more sets. I'll put set 5. I want you to refer the copywriting styles of Alex Hermosi, Tony Robbins, Nick Single, Peng Joon, and Robert Kiyosaki, and incorporate the learnings into the output. Okay, so the creativity is endless. It's up to you how you are refining it further here. Okay, so this is why the people who are in this room who are expert, they can do this in a proper way. Done. Let me create one more set. Set 6. So this is where I want to position the future self of that person. Okay, I want you to create output in a way that the reader feels as if its future self who is successful has written the content. So this is where the reader will feel as if its future self is interacting with him in the content. It's a new context, right? So let's feed this context to the AI. So these are some of the criterias. Let's say, nice. Okay, we are starting to refine things further. It's good. Wow, this is good. And tell me, are you loving this? If you're loving this, you let me know in the messenger, send me a DM and messenger. Let me know if you're loving this training. Okay, let's come back to this training. Do you think this level of output is much better than the previous output? Yes. And do you think this is the end of it? No, right? If we can refine it till here, what if we can push the algorithm further? What if we can force the algorithm further? Even if you, let's say you are not expert of that niche, still how to push the algorithm further to give quality output, that I'll show you in the next video.